Om Shanti. This is Sakar Murli of 21st April 2023. Essence. Sweet children, each of you has the burden of the sins of many births on your head, and the sufferings of those karmic accounts definitely has to be settled with the power of yoga. Question. In which aspect do you have to become a detachment observer like the Father? Answer. The Father doesn't have any regards about anything. Even if a child falls ill or something else happens to him, the Father observes it, the detached observer. You children also have to become detached observer in some way. Remove your attachments from old world. Each of you sufferings of the karmic has his or her own. Souls have to suffer for the wrong actions they have performed. Therefore, continue to watch the detached observers. Songs. Time is pass away. Om Shanti. The unlimited Father explains to the children who are to claim the inheritance that the time continue to come closer. It doesn't wait for anyone. This journey which you have to go on the day of the intellect yoga. You don't have to go on pilgrimage or the weddings etc. anymore. The Father finally direction is, sweetest children, you now have to go to the Supreme Abode. You can now explain to things that are written in the Gita, the Bhagavad, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Baba is now teaching us the easy Raj Yoga that he taught us before. There is the difference of day and night between what there is the scriptures in the path of devotion and the particular matters now. The Father himself comes and teaches Raj Yoga. He gives you children the directions. Renounce all your bodily relations, including those with your own bodies, and continue to remember the one Father. You children now understand in the particular way whether the things in the scriptures are right or whether the things that is the Father explains to you at this time are right. You children now know the secrets of the drama. Everything is Sato Pradhan at first, and it then goes through the stages of Sato, Rajo and Tamo. Just as the new form then become bold. In the same way, this unlimited world was heaven. Everything sparkles in your intellect as to who used to reside there. How did the deities receive their fortune of the kingdom, which they are received now? You fathers are making effort according to your own fortune. The Father explains, children, end of your attachments to the old world, become soul conscious. This requirement a lot of efforts. You constantly have to remember the Father and the land of happiness. The Father never feels sorrow about anything. He sees everything as the detached observer. When you children fall ill or you have diseased, does Shiv Baba feel any kind of sorrow at that time? Not at all. He could say, according to the drama, each one has to settle his accounts with the suffering of karma, just as he observed everything as the detached observer. You children too have to observe as detached observer. The unlimited Father is the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul. He has a lot of love for the children. God loves souls. The Father says, I know that everyone receives happiness and sorrow according to their own karma. He observes everything as the detached observer. You children also have to observe with detachment. Observer, you children have detachment of the same like the detachments of the observer. Whatever wrong actions as imbibe soul perform, he has to suffer for those through this body. It is the souls that experience happiness or sorrow. Samskars are in the soul. The Father says, I come and liberate you from sorrow. I am now giving teachings to you children. Human beings cannot receive teachings from the Gita, scriptures, etc. The Father personally sits here and explains to you. The Father says, you remember me so much on the path of devotion. Even if someone believes in the science or nature, at same point of time could definitely says, O Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, O God Father, all devotees definitely remember the Father. The Father does anything, make you children happy and hide himself away. The Father only comes once. He says, according to the drama, I have to, through that I should now go. I definitely have to take the support of a body because a soul cannot speak without a body. A children is formed in the womb and then as they grow older, he learns to speak. The Father enters in the mature body and I have to depart. I only come once and liberate everyone from the sorrow of Maya. People everywhere are very unhappy and they continue to cry out in distress. There is weeping and willing, fighting and quarreling in every form. Those things doesn't exist in the golden age. The very name is heaven. They have written many things in the scriptures. You children know how much sorrow and how many religions there in this world. There wasn't so many religions in the golden age. It is matter of 5,000 years because thousands of hundreds of thousands of years are mentioned. The name of the golden age has disappeared from the people intellects. I come 5,000 years ago. I came and destroyed the many religions and established the one religion, eternal religion. All of these human beings are to be destroyed. They are the why there is a great war. It is remembered that destruction took place in the great Mahabharat war. All of these religions are in to be destroyed. I come and teach those who belongs to the deity religion. There is the my part. People know that there is a lot of sorrow at this time. I too know that the people have too lot of sorrow. There is a wiping and wailing in every form. Children don't hesitate to kill their father for this money. The world is so dirty. The Father comes and gives you children a vision of heaven. Shiv Baba says, I have come to make you children into the masters of heaven and of the world. I don't make you into any efforts. You simply have to burn your sins away with the power of yoga. There is a big burden of the sin on your head. When there is a illness or cough, etc., that is the sufferings of the karmic accounts of many births. The name of Jagadamba and Jagatpita are glorified so much. They are glorified. People won't know who Jagadamba was her last birth. The parts of Jagadamba and Jagatpita are being enacted in the particular way. So, how this one has to be settled all the karmic accounts of all his births. He has so much yoga and doesn't have so much service, yet he still have to the operation etc. because of the sufferings of the karma. There is a lot of difference between those renunciation and this renunciation. Those people leave their homes and families, put on saffron robes and become sannyasis. We continue to make effort. When he ends came, He will be renounce everything completely. At this time we are effort maker. You could not stay of those sannyasis that they are effort maker. They simply renounce their homes and families and are called sannyasis. We are making so much efforts through Baba for the renunciation. There is a burden of many births on your head. You stay in yoga so much. You give happiness to others. You receive blessings for that, and yet to receive sufferings of karmic energies. The karmati stage hasn't been reached yet. That will be at the end. These are the karmic accounts of the actions of many births. As yet, you have not become complete renunciation. There is the difference of the day and night between their renunciation and our renunciation. They leave their bodies, homes, families, and go and sit in the forest. People who are indulging vice, they serve them. Isn't that all of these have become pure? They too continue to make spiritual endowment. They have to have sufferings of karma. There are the burdens of the sins of many births on their heads. It is only with the yoga that the burdens of sins will be burnt away. Until the Father comes, no one can teach you yoga. Their yoga is not with the Almighty Authority Father, and so their sins cannot be the object. You children too have a big burden of sin on your heads. You have to make a lot of efforts to make your sins absolved. You have to become the master of the world. No one except the Father can make you that. The Father makes you that with the power of yoga. You receive the power from the Father, the Almighty Authority. He is the World Almighty Authority. You children now know that this world is unhappy. All the happiness that there may be the temporary, like the dropping of the cow. True happiness only exists in the heaven. Maya, who causes sorrow, doesn't exist here. Many don't believe these things. They ask, how can this be? When they don't believe it, you can understand that don't belongs to your deity claim. Those who belongs to the deity claim will definitely believe it. They believe it in the previous cycle too. The Father is now telling to you. The unlimited Father remembers the children at all the centers. No sannyasis could say that he is speaking to the all children. There all those people could become his followers. They are not sent to the Murlis like you, and are they all listen to them. Here you are all sent Murlis through which you have to follow Srimat and become elevated. God is called Sri Sri, the most elevated of all. The Father says, I am the most elevated of all, and I make everyone elevated. How came those of elevated beings in the impure world? The rosary of Sri Sri 108 are identical to Shiv Baba rosary of Rudra. He alone is called Sri Sri. The most elevated one is all establish heaven and make you into the most elevated beings in the human world, so that you become the masters of heaven. Therefore, you understand that in the rosary of Sri Sri 108 that is created, there is the incorporeal Shiv Baba at the time at that he is the making us just as elevated. This is the godly world university. God is teaching you Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. The world university is that the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul. This is the world university. Give knowledge to the world. Anyone who wants to become the master of the world, if you want, you can go and sit in the sweet foam. The Father has come to make you constantly peaceful and happiness. I come every cycle and make you children of the Bharat into the masters of the world. All of rest of the souls reside in the land of peace. There are just the souls of the deity in the golden age. You know that Baba truly teaches you and make you into the masters of the heaven. According to the how much yoga you have to and how much efforts you make, all of other souls settle their karmic accounts and return home. All the bodies are destroyed. There is end of the iron age and the beginning of the golden age. So you children know that how much time remains. There are now 5 to 6 billion souls in the golden age. There will be only 9 lakhs. At the beginning, there are the few and then expanse takes place. Therefore, the living beings in all those bodies will be settle their karmic accounts and return home. It is the time of settling for everyone. Maya has burning everything in the graveyard. There are all the graveyards, they are in the no use. You now understand that the unlimited Father teaches you all of you souls and make you into the masters of the world. The Father's property is heaven. If you want their faith, who should not be follow his directions and climb our inheritance of the heaven, there is no question of renunciation anything. We just have to renounce the vices. However, that is good, isn't it? Baba, why should you not remain pure? Why could we not remain the vices? It is only you renouncing the 5 vices that will become the rules of the globe. The Father says, you now have to die. You definitely have to go to the land of Nirvana, and so why should you go earn an income? Those of other religions will come and here and there will be their aim. Children have to their vision of the households of the Abraham, Christian, etc. come to solitude the Father and take their aim. However, they will not take knowledge. Yes, those who are the decoration of the Brahmin clan will take that so quickly. Without coming the decoration of the Brahma element, you cannot come to the decorate of the deity clan. Only after you become the Brahmins do you become deities. Deities then become warriors, merchants, and then Sudras. Those clans continue to go around the cycle. Sri Lakshmi and Narayan, who were worthy of pounds, also have to go around the cycle of 84 births. If you have the faith that you definitely have to claim your inheritance from the unlimited Father, from whom you have received happiness of the half a cycle, why could you not make effort? There is no question of renounce anything. That was our parts in Sindh. It is was written the Krishna updates queens and that are used to grace crowns. Did you detach and them so you could be solitude? So he abdicated them into the make of it into the queens, the fronts of all the creation. You have had the tapasya and become the worthy of doing service. Now scarcely if you become worthy of doing service. You now experience this in the particular way, and you understand that the Shiv Baba is making you into the masters of the world. He too works. The Supreme Father, Supreme Soul is the creator of the heaven, and so he definitely will come here. He says, even now I am establishing heaven. I am teaching you. He explains to you children, Acha. To the sweetest beloved long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and a good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharana. First point. In order to have the burden of sins of all births remove from your head. Remember the Almighty Authority Father and take power from Him. Second point, give happiness to everyone and receive blessings. Follow the elevated directions of Sri Sri and renounce everything completely. At this time of settlement, remove your intellect yoga from everyone else. Blessing. May you be a spinner of the discussion of self-realization and by becoming the master knowledgeful, know your horoscope of 5000 years. Those who become spinner of the discussion of self-realization at this time become the rulers of the globe and have the right to be fortune of the kingdom in the future. To the spinner of the discussion of self-realization means to know all the different parts you play in the full cycle. At this time, you children especially come and know your horoscope of 5000 years and how to become master knowledgeful. All of you have now understand this special aspect by making your livings like a diamond in this final birth. You become those who play hero parts for the full cycle. Slogan: color your companions with the color of the Father's company and you will not be colored by their company. Om Shanti.